Hello, this is Gary Hillman with Aircraft Fabric Covering with Two Canadians. And today we've got a horizontal stabilizer off of a Piper Cub that we're going to be recovering. But we thought it was an excellent opportunity to talk a little bit about fabric testing. And there's a lot of discussion over the years about different methods of fabric covering. Let's take a look at some of the older methods of doing it. Here was a tool that was used years ago called a Saboth tester, and it's got a spring-loaded plunger here with a very sharp point. And the idea here is to press this into the fabric, and when we do, there's going to be colored bands pop up at the top here from the spring-loaded shaft, and that's going to tell us how good the fabric is. So we'll start out by, we pick a spot where we wanted to test the fabric, and we'll press it in down to where it's flush. Now this fabric here and the finish that's on it actually isn't too bad, and it's showing here that there is 3 rings of green that are showing through, which means that the fabric itself is likely pretty good shape. This happens to be Seconite fabric that we're working on, so it's not the cotton that they used to use, and for sure this would have punched a hole if you were in cotton. Now keep in mind that the cotton, the testing of the cotton was quite a bit different than the new modern polyester fabrics, and what became popular was using a Mahle tester. And the Mahle tester, again, is a spring-loaded shaft with a button on the end, and it has got calibrations on the side here in pounds. So if we were to take this and press it into the fabric until it pops a hole or goes completely through. Now we're going through the finish, but I'm able to press it all the way down, and we put just a small hole in here that we could patch afterwards, and this would tell us this one went all the way up to 80 pounds. So back in the day with cotton, because cotton, raw cotton and in good condition cotton was considered to be 80 pounds of strength, and it's a requirement that the fabric be 70% of its original strength. So that would be 56 pounds that it would have to be. So when they were testing with this, they would be pressing this down and get at least 56 pounds before they would consider that maybe it's time for covering. If it didn't make the 56 pounds, then we'd be considering recovery. So that is the Mahle tester. Now, what we do today is the only approved method for testing fabric is to cut a strip of the fabric, remove the coatings, and then put it in a strain gauge. That is really the only approved method for testing fabric nowadays. So these tools here are neat in the fact that they give us a little bit of a demonstration of the condition of the fabric. It's not a defined specification for determining fabric quality or the coatings of the fabric. So yeah, this is maybe more of a sales tool than anything. Is your fabric due for replacement, or isn't it? It could be an arguable point. Well, let's use a Mahle tester and see, and you'll press it into the fabric and see if it breaks through. And that's sometimes used as a bit of a sales thing to say, yeah, I think it's time that your fabric be changed. But in fact, it's not really a defined thing using aircraft fabrics of today. So that's just a little example of what we used to do and how it used to be, as well as the proper way of doing it. This is Aircraft Fabric Covering with Two Canadians.